Hey, what's up guys? My name is Kevin Griffith and this is the Holler Barbecue. Hey, today I'm going to be showing you a non-traditional way to cook a tri-tip. We're going to fire up the Weber Kettle and we're going to cook it almost like a ribeye. Stay tuned. Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. Hey, so today I got something a little bit different for you. I'm going to bring back my favorite cut of meat. I got a couple of tri-tips here. Now, we're not cooking both of them today because this is a lot of meat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it a little bit different, maybe something a little bit different than you've not seen online so far. We're actually going to cut it up into regular steaks, and I'm going to show you how it cooks just as good as any other steak. So what I have here today is 2 choice graded tri-tips. I got these. This is why they come from Costco. These were $6.49 a pound. This is actually a little bit more expensive than they usually are. They're usually about $5.50 a pound, I think, so it's a little bit more expensive. But these are actually pretty big ones too. So for this whole pack, I got $34.53. But for me, this is actually going to have quite a few meals. Let me go ahead and get one out of here, and we're going to get it cut up in steaks. Now, tri-tip is an excellent cut of beef. It really is one of my favorites. And most people cook them just like this, as the whole roast. But what most people don't know is you can actually cut it up into steaks, and it'll probably be one of the best steaks you've ever had. So what I'm going to do here, let me get it turned here. You see, this thing probably weighs about 2.5, a little bit more than 2.5 pounds. You can see the way that the fibers are going, basically like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here like this and actually cut some pretty nice thick steaks. See? You can see that marbling that's actually in this. You know, even though this is a portion of the sirloin, it actually has some really good marbling, which when it's cooked just as a normal steak, actually comes out really good. Let me get a few steaks cut out of this, and then we'll get them seasoned up. Alright, so as you can see, I got 3 really nice looking steaks here. Telling you guys, you got to try it out. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to put just a little bit of oil on the outside of these things. And our grill's going to be oiled up really good too. So now that I got some oil going on them, I'm going to rub all the sides down. Man, look at that marbling. Alright, then seasoning today. These things don't need much, so I'm just going to hit it just a little bit of my SPGO mixture that I always make up. I always have this stuff on hand. We want to get all the sides. And then we'll just let these hang out like this until the fire's ready. Now we are going to be using the Weber Kettle with the Arteflame insert to cook these steaks today. I'll get a little bit better light out here in a minute once we get it going. So what I have here is a chimney full of Royal Oak lump charcoal. I've got it going pretty blazing hot right now. And I have a little bit of extra charcoal in the bottom because I want this to burn down a little bit and get really hot before we start searing these steaks. So let me go ahead and get that in. Now we're not reverse searing this time. We're going to cook directly over the coals for a few minutes on each side, and then we're going to pull it off of the coals and let it go for the rest of the way. But to be watching the temperatures, we are going to be using Grilleye. So I'm not going to temp all of them. They're very similar in size. So I'm just going to basically do one of them. I'm actually going to take this one over here on the end. It looks to be about the thickest. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it directly in the center right here. So it's kind of right in the middle of the meat. I'll just have to be careful with that one as I flip it so I don't knock it out. And what we're going to be shooting for, I'm going to pull them off at about 135 degrees. It ain't going to take long though. Alright guys, this grill is ready to go. It is super hot. And I apologize for the light if it's not that great. So it is night. It gets dark really early up here in the Northwest. And these cooks I do are not fake cooks. These are cooks for my family. So this is going to be our dinner tonight. So I apologize if the light's not that great. So we're going to go ahead and get these on. What we're going to do is I'm going to put them straight over the grills, over the coals right there. And we're going to go 3 minutes. And then we're going to flip them over, go 3 minutes. And we're going to pull them off to the side where it's not as hot. We're going to put the lid on the grill and go until we hit our temperature. So let's go ahead and get them on. Now this is the one with our temperature gauge here. Now it is not as hot on this side, and that's why I have this to this side, because even though it can go up pretty hot, I don't want to damage it. Alright, now it's been 3 minutes on this side, so we're going to go ahead and flip it over. Got some pretty good marks going on. Very careful with this one. Look at that. Now I'm going 3 minutes with, these are about 1.5 inches, maybe almost 2 inches thick, about 1.5 inches. If you have thinner ones, you're not going to want to go as long. Maybe I would go, depending on how thick they are, maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes if they're any less than this. And then we'll get them off to the side. Alright, we've went 3 minutes on each side now. Now what I'm going to do is, actually these are kind of thick. Let me stand them up straight just for a second here. Just get these edges there. But we've got plenty of room. Let me see, plenty of room to go. So we're at 59 degrees now. So I can put them up like that. Not long though. I just want to kind of crust them up just a little bit. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to put them over here on the edge. Kind of away from the heat. And then we're going to let's go ahead and get the lid on. So now it's time to just basically bring the rest of the temperature up. So I'm pulling at 135. Alright guys, change of plans on how I'm monitoring the temperature. I actually took the Grilleye out. It's a little bit difficult with the cord coming out. So I'm just going to use, I just have this cheap Weber instant read. So we just have to keep looking at it. Steaks have been cooking for about 4 minutes with the lid on right now. So let's see where they are. The reason I didn't want to use this one is because it does take it a little bit longer to come up to temp. It's not one of those really good instant read ones. So we're about 115 on this steak right here. About 115 on that one. About 115 on that one. So we're okay. Just a few more minutes. Alright, on this one, we're at about 132. About 130 on this one. Let's go ahead and pull them off. That's good enough. I don't want to overcook them. So I got them off, and I'm going to bring them inside, and we're going to let them rest for at least 5 minutes to continue absorbing those juices and getting back to where it needs to be. And then we'll cut it open and see what we got. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so our steaks have been resting for about 5 minutes now to let those juices get back to where they need to be. So let's talk about real quick what we did. So these steaks came off of a tri-tip. We did 3 minutes on each side, and then we pulled it off the heat, put the lid back on, and it went for maybe 6 minutes like that until we reached about 130, 135 degrees. So I think the general rule of thumb, like when you're cooking these, steaks, any type of steaks, if you're doing directly over the fire, whatever you do on each side, double that when you pull it off the heat, and that works really good too, if you're not going to reverse sear it. All right, so let's go ahead and cut into this. Alright, so we do have a nice medium, right around medium steak right here. This is where I like them. I don't like them too bloody. Just enough pink. So let me go ahead and give you a taste here. A little big bite. Super good, super good. So guys, I hope that this was some good information for you, so that you can see that you don't have to cook tri-tips just like they come as a big roast. You can actually cut them up into steaks and have a really good steak too. That's it for this video. As always, if you got any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and always, holler back.